What is up, everybody? Welcome to another review. Um, Arlo is here, and obviously I am here. And tonight is the beginning of a new movie series. We're going to review a little bit different from the normal that we normally do. Uh,
Better than what we normally do.
uh, yeah, they're better movies. I will say that, not discrediting, the nightmares, Friday 13th, and Halloween's. A whole month is dedicated to those movies. Remember that, Arlo. But
14
yeah,
days.
the, pretty much the whole month. So so tonight we're gonna review um the Rocky series, starting with yes. Yes, and
Uh,
there's Arlo's, imitation of Bill Conti's score. But of course, we're going to review the very first Rocky, which came out in 1976. Now, the way how this movie, the way Sylvester Stallone even got the role of Rocky is basically a underdog story in itself. Um, now, for those who may not know, our Sylvester Stallone was born, you know, with a with some sort of defect when it comes to his lips and his mouth and stuff. People always make fun of his accent whatsoever, and of course he was picked on at school. And then they said, especially said, he always loved writing. He always loved writing stories, and then he came to write the Rocky story, and Sylvester Stallone was very poor, sadly poor. I mean, he was living in the streets and bus stations. Hell, there were even times with Sylvester Stallone. Yes, believe it or not, Sylvester Stallone was even in a couple of porno films in the early '70s. That's how bad it was for Sylvester Stallone. You can find those too. It's pretty fucking hilarious to watch now. But he even had to. He was so poor. He even had to sell his dog. He sold his dog for at least $50, just to get some money. But the movie executives, he would give the script to movie executives, and they really liked the script, but they did not want Sylvester Stallone to be Rocky. Keep in mind, this is prime Sylvester Stallone. This is when Sylvester Stallone, didn't necessarily look like he didn't look like the leading Hollywood actor type. Plus, he has the thing with his mouth and stuff. He just did not have the look. And Sylvester Stallone, he says, unless you guys put me in the lead role as Rocky, I'm not selling you my script. And they kept telling him no, no, no a bunch of times. Sylvester Stallone kept telling him no. And then they cave in, basically said, fuck it. And they let Sylvester Stallone, be Rocky. So that alone is pretty much a underdog story in itself. And it turned out that it was the best decision, and it was the best decisions in Stallone's life, because after this movie, his career went to new heights. Um,
exactly. What's it called? Like, imagine if the Sylvester Stallone wasn't Rocky. This,
if I
yeah,
wouldn't, if I wouldn't have had the same effect as it did.
exactly.
So, Arlo, you are a pretty big Rocky fan, and you
Yeah.
told me that you watched this movie a bunch of times.
Yeah, at
What was
least
it
a
like?
dozen, probably more.
Okay, so what was it like? Um, think back to the very first time you watched Rocky. What was it like watching Rocky for the very first time?
Watching it the first time, I mean, when I watched it though, it wasn't like I'm gonna go watch a random movie. Like this was on. I think it was on AMC. I forgot when, but I was. And then everybody like, oh, it's Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. Like my dad was telling me about it and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this one day. And then one day it was like a whole marathon that came on, up to Rocky 5. It was like from the first to the 5. So I watched all those continuous, but like before I watched it, I was like, this is everything everybody was talking about. And especially if you watch it all together, like in like 5 in a row, I think that's better than watching it like separately. But just with this, yeah, I was pretty excited watching it. All the hype it got from everybody.
Oh yeah, same here. And I'm a pretty big Sylvester Stallone fan.
Yeah.
I've always felt that he's been extremely underrated as an actor. I mean, I think it's completely unfair because people always make fun of how he talks and whatsoever. The Razzies hate his guts, and I don't understand why. I mean, the two biggest action stars in the 80s and 90s was Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I always thought Sylvester Stallone was the better actor between the two. And these Rocky films prove that he's a great actor, but.
Yeah. What's it called though? I don't know if it was just me, but I watched Rambo before I watched Rocky, so that was played into the thing as well.
Oh God, yeah, the First Blood, his "Nothing is over" monologue. That's proof
Yeah.
right there. He's a great actor.
Wait, but which James? Which one did you watch first?
The first one I watched was First Blood.
You watched Rambo before you watched Rocky?
No, I watched Rambo first.
Oh,
No, I'm sorry, Rocky first.
You watched Rocky first? All right.
Yeah. So let's get on with the review. So, okay, the movie starts out with Rocky, fighting Spider Rico in this rundown church. Rocky Balboa is basically a local fighter. Really nothing much. Spider Rico headbutts Rocky, and Rocky proceeds to beat the shit out of him after he gets headbutt. And then we see Rocky. Basically introduced to Rocky. He's pretty much he's depicted. He's basically portrayed as I don't want to say a loser, but I mean he's basically that's basically what the movie kind of portrays him to be. I mean, just a local fighter. He's a debt collector on the side. Is barely hanging on, but we later on thought the movie that that he is a great personality and he's just easy to root for. And there's something where he's he's coming home and he plays cool in the gang as Summer Madness, which I thought was a cool sign. And he's feeding the turtles. He's feeding the turtles his turtles turtle food. He's reading the ingredients or whatsoever. And then he basically says, "Oh, who the hell cares?" and stuff. And you quickly like this Rocky character, really fast. So then the next day, Rocky goes to the pet store, where he meets Adrian. Adrian is already established. She's very shy, doesn't really talk much, doesn't like to raise her voice, very kept to herself, and you can tell that Rocky's kind of feeling her a little bit. He keeps telling her jokes, about I forgot what the exact joke he said, but then hey, yo, Adrian, you get the joke, shell shocked. He's shell shocked, right? He's trying, he's trying to tell her jokes, and she wants to laugh, but she kind of doesn't want to. And if you really think about it, a lot of people kind of treat Rocky like shit. Like the person that Adrian works with, the pet store, says his jokes are bad and stuff and whatsoever. And then we meet Rocky, walking down the docks, and he finds he works for let me see what was his name uh, Anthony Gazzo. He's an enforcer for Anthony Gazzo. He goes up to the docks and he finds somebody who owes $200, and he says, like I'm supposed to give you the money. I'm supposed to break your thumbs or whatsoever. And then Rocky, lets him off because the dude gives him like 130 bucks, and he basically tells him, to let him go. Like, hey, you're still $73 light, okay? And and then, of course, Anthony Gazzo finds out about this, and it's kind of funny. Like Anthony Gazzo's driver is like, he's constantly, shitting on Rocky. Like, hey, Rock, you get the license plate? License plate to what? The license plate, the truck that ran over your face. And Anthony Gazzo kind of like, bitches at Rocky because he didn't break his thumb. But I kind of like the dialogue here, like, how come you didn't break the dude's thumb like I told you to? Yeah, how'd you know I didn't break his thumb? You don't think I hear things, Rocky? If you don't do things, I tell you, it makes me look bad. And then Rocky's forgiving. He says, I mean, okay, I figure if I break this dude's thumb, right, like he will get laid off and whatsoever. And then Anthony Gallo says, hey, don't think. Let me do the thinking for you. And so then he leaves, and then of course the driver's talking shit. I forgot what he said, like like see you later, like dirt, like pig face or whatsoever. And then Rocky's screaming, I should have broke your thumbs. And basically Rocky, is basically a bottom of the barrel boxer, local. Nobody really expects much out of him, and all your thoughts?
I mean, there's not really much to say with this. I mean, it's going well. I mean, you're getting basically a guy who's doing whatever you can to pay the bills, and yeah, I mean, there's nothing really much to say. He's doing an amazing job with it. I mean, he's being a sympathetic figure that's working really well.
Yeah, I agree. So after the doxing, Rocky goes to Mickey's gym, to train whatsoever, and then I kind of like the scene, where like he's trying to open up the locker, then it won't open, and then you can see him starts getting agitated really fast. And he basically just goes fuck this, takes the fire there, just breaks it open, and then he notices that somebody else's stuff is in his locker. So he says, hey, yo, man, whose stuff is this in my locker? I've had this locker for 6 years. And dude tells him that it's no longer your locker. No longer my locker? What you mean no longer my locker? And then apparently Mickey had somebody take all Rocky's shit, put it in the bag, and hang it up. And then Sylvester Stallone, he says, you put my stuff on Skid Row? I've been coming for this gym for a long time. You put my stuff on Skid Row, and he said it's what Mickey wanted. And Rocky goes to look for him, and I automatically like this Mickey character played by Burgess Meredith. Like he's basically that angry, grumpy, grouchy old man. And it's established quickly because Rocky goes, hey yo Mick, and the first thing Mick goes is shut up, and he's timing a fight, and then Mickey goes, what the hell you want? And I like the dialogue here is he says, he's like, are you okay? What? Are you okay? What the hell are you, a doctor? like Like, I don't know what's your problem. Never mind my problem. What's your problem? My problem is why you took my stuff out of my locker, put it on Skid Row. And then he says the person that you're replacing with needed the locker more. He's a contender whatsoever, and you're just a tomato. And he basically said all the people that Rocky fights are bums. He fights like an ape. He has nothing to prove for himself. And then Rocky's trying to feel better about himself. Like, hey, I did great last night. You should have saw me too. And they looked at the dude that took his locker. And said, you should have saw me too, man. And then of course he goes after the gym. He goes back to Adrian's pet shop, trying to talk to her whatsoever. He's still getting no response. He's trying to tell her jokes. He's getting nothing pretty much, and he volunteers to take her, walk her home. Like, hey, you mind if I take you home? There's a lot of creeps around here, like you have to look up those creeps. And and he says, okay, well, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go think of a joke, okay? And then I'm gonna come back tomorrow, and then I'm gonna tell you the joke, okay? And like, he's just a likable guy. I mean, he's just a likable guy. You could tell, he's not exactly the brightest guy, but he still has like a optimistic personality, and that's all you can ask for. But then of course, Rocky goes to the bar. He finds Paulie, Adrian's brother, and he's complaining, "Hey, yo, Paulie, I'm trying to talk to your sister, man. She keeps giving me the shoulder or something. Like, like there's something wrong with my face or something." And then Paulie's like, she's a loser whatsoever, and like I swear, God only doesn't want to crack her head open. Like, oh, come on, boy, don't get all mental. You caught me in a bad mood. Yeah, you're always in a bad mood, saying, basically talk about that Adrian ain't much of a looker, and Rocky goes, hey, you're not much of a looker yourself. I don't see no crowd around you and stuff, and I kind of like the dialogue between, Burt Young plays Paulie. And then Paulie wants to work with Mr. Gazzo himself, and Paulie knows that Rocky's shortchanging him whatsoever. And then Paulie invites Rocky to come over for Thanksgiving, to try to talk to his sister again. And then Paulie goes, "Oh man, I gotta go. If I'm not home in 10 minutes, Adrian calls the hospital." And then at the same time, Rocky and the bartender are looking up at the TV, and they find Apollo Creed, played by Carl Weathers. And once you meet Apollo Creed, you could just tell, and it is a fact, that Apollo Creed basically swagger jacks Muhammad Ali. Basically, that's basically what his character was loosely based off of. He's hyping up his fight. Telling kids to stay in school and whatsoever, be a thinker, not a stinker. And while that happens, they're basically talking shit. The bartender talking shit about Apollo and stuff, and then while Rocky's walking home, he finds little Maggie. And then Rocky proving how much he's a good person. He doesn't like the crowd that Maggie's hanging with. So he basically basically takes her away from the dude she was hanging around with, and she's smoking and stuff, and he says, "Well, all right, fine. It makes your teeth yellow." And the girl's like, maybe I like yellow teeth. Okay, makes your breath smell like garbage. Maybe I like garbage. Come on, nobody likes garbage. And he's basically trying to take her down the right path. It's like, He's like, telling her not to basically try to be like a whore and all that stuff, and like, people ought to remember you for good things, like people want to, like, you hang around dudes like that, you get a reputation, and then people be saying stuff like, hey, you remember Maggie that hanged around that corner bistro, that whore that hanged around there. People don't remember you, they remember the rep and stuff. And then he's like, he's like, hey, you got a boyfriend? You wanna know why you ain't got no boyfriend? and like you could tell Sylvester trying to do the right thing. And then, of course, Maggie's like, paying him no attention. He's like, you need to hang around smart people. You don't want to hang out with jerks and stuff. And he walks her home, and she says, "Hey, Rocky, screw you, creepo." And she walks home, and then Rocky's talking to himself, saying, "Yeah, who are you? Yeah, who are you to give advice to anybody, creepo?" You know, So yeah, so like you get it established that Rocky, again, like Arlo said, is basically trying to be an everyday guy, and people just seem to treat him like shit, and you kind of feel bad for Rocky a little bit. You're like, damn, like really? Adrian's not talking to him. Like you kind of feel bad for the dude a little bit. So yeah, Arlo, your thoughts?
We didn't get to the Apollo Creed part yet with his scene, right? We just got him like walking the girl back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah, I really can't say much because all this is like great. Like I wish I could complain more about this, but everything is like everything's like important. Everything is you can if it wasn't for like the boxing thing, you can probably tell that this is a lot like him, and that's what makes like this movie like really important. Like believable and stuff. And all right, let's go back to like the scenes and stuff. Him like talking to Adrian and stuff. That was some good interaction between them, and you could tell like she was shy and he was trying to get with her, but he's not really like I wouldn't say interesting, but not really the most social. But like you were saying though, like maybe like his real life, like people weren't accepting of him, or he was a little quirky or a little weird, and people like want to hang out with him or something.
I wouldn't say weird. I wouldn't say weird. He just,
Well, I'm not saying
just,
that in a bad way.
yeah.
I'm just saying he's like his own thing.
Like I said, like you could just tell that he's not the brightest guy. I just think that's what it is, and people just kind of have a hard time accepting him.
I'm not saying like weird, like is creepy, or I'm just saying like weird, like has his own like he has his own thing that really doesn't confine to norms and stuff. That's what
Right.
I'm talking about. But with the whole thing in the gym and stuff, I thought like that was cool interaction between him and Mickey and stuff. But we really didn't get into anything with that. Um, we just got to basically just see his facility and Mickey, and that's about it. Then we get to yeah, we get to the bar and stuff where they're like at it, and I talked about the Adrian and him interaction, and yeah, but then the bar and stuff with Paulie and stuff. We just basically now just establishing characters and what he's like, his normal day, his what he's trying to do, and just being a good person, and then like walking the girl back and stuff, and like she called him a creep and stuff, even though she ugly as shit. But that's not the point. That's not the point. The point
Wow.
is
I
what
knew it. I knew you were
I
gonna say
had
that.
to. I had to. Um, but yeah, like that whole thing. That like he's how like what kind of person he is, and that's basically what this movie is doing, and then setting him up for his life, and then setting him up for greatness afterwards. But just now, it is setting him up and just getting some character established, what he wants to do, what he's been doing, and what the characters in this movie are. And I think everybody so far has killed it. And yeah, that's about it. And then like I was saying, he's confined with like social norms and that kind of stuff. Like you saw that group and stuff. Like they were like I think they were taunting him, right?
Yeah, yeah, they were
Yeah,
taunting him. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, you see it like that.
And for the next scene, Apollo Creed, um, the person he was supposed to fight, on January 1st in Philadelphia, he fucks up his hand. So they're trying to find other contenders. They can't find anybody. And Apollo Creed thinks of an idea. Instead of giving a ranked contender, how about I give a local contender a shot at the title? And and I and he says why? Because I'm sentimental, and the whole country's sentimental. And what would they like to have a local underdog fighter, face the world champion of the world? So he so he wants to look for a local fighter, which I'm like, okay. Then back to Philadelphia, we meet Rocky talking with Gazzo, about the people, he has to get debt from, and then Gazzo says, so okay, so who you taking on a date tonight? And Rocky goes, yo, how'd you know I'm going on a date? I'm like, come on, again, I hear things around the docks. Like, who you taking? He's like, yo, yeah, I'm taking Paulie's sister. And the dude's been talking shit to him all throughout the movie thus far. He says, hey, yo, Rocky, I hear that she's retarded. No, but she ain't retarded. She's just shy, that's all. And then the driver says, hey, Rocky, do a word of advice. Take her to the zoo. I hear retards like the zoo.
I
And
don't mean to laugh at that. That was funny.
And then Rocky goes, yo, but why you gotta talk like that, man? And then the dude just goes, I don't like your face. I don't like yours either. And then the dude just scared him, kiss my ass. Well, come out here and make me. Like he really, like you could just tell that's been boiling for boiling for months. You could just tell that is between the two. And then God's trying to calm Rocky down. Like, hey, listen, he's just in a bad mood. Yeah, he's always in a bad mood. Hey, you should count your blessings, okay? At least you're still a healthy person and stuff. And then God was actually pretty cool. I mean, you would kind of think he would be a dick, but he was actually a pretty cool dude. He gave Rocky money, for his date. Like, hey, here's $50. Your girl Adrian have a nice time. So I was like, oh, okay, so he's actually cool. Okay, that's cool. And then Rocky goes, hey, how'd you know her name? And then he goes again, you don't think I hear things, Rock? Yeah, you two have a nice time. And then the driver, once again, talking shit. He goes, hey, yo, Rock, remember what I told you? Yeah, what you told me? Take her to the zoo. And then he drives off. And then you hear Rock go, hey, get out the car. Like, I was like, I shouldn't be laughing at that, but it was actually kind of funny. And then so then for the next scene, we get Apollo Creed looking for local underdog fighters, and he basically can't find anybody. But then they ask him, Apollo, what exactly are you looking for? And then he points at the book of boxers, I guess it was called. And he says, "This is what I'm looking for, the Italian Stallion." And then they say, "Rocky Balboa? I never heard of him before." And then Apollo Creed goes, "No, it's the name, man. The Italian Stallion. Who discovered America? An Italian, right? What better way than to fight one of his descendants?" So basically saying that, the only reason why he even really picked Rocky is because he liked his name, which is funny by itself. They said, his manager goes, "Oh, he's a southpaw. I don't want you fighting southpaws, Apollo." And then Apollo says, "Southpaw, look, I'll drop him in 3. Apollo Creed versus the Italian Stallion sounds like a monster movie." Like, again, he's no Apollo Creed. I mean, he's he's not an asshole. He's not a prick. And I mean, yeah, he's cocky. I mean, of course you're cocky. I mean, if you're the world heavyweight champion, you're gonna be a tad bit cocky. I mean, when you are low. I mean, come on, you're the #1 ranked fighter in the country, and you're fighting a local boxer. I mean, come on.
Obviously.
So I don't blame Apollo for being cocky. Shit, I would be cocky too. So then for the next scene, Rocky is going to he's walking, Paulie, walking with Paulie to his house, and Rocky's kind of nervous, like, "Hey man, your sister Adrian knows I'm coming over, right?" And Paulie's like, yeah, she's excited and stuff. And then, of course, he walks past the store, sees Maggie, with the dudes again. And then you're kind of like, damn. And, listen to Rocky. I mean, he may not be bright, but he knows what the fuck he's talking about in his own way. So he keeps telling Paulie, like, the whole time they're walking there, like, "Oh, hey, so you really sure your sister knows that I'm coming over, right?" And then, like, 5 minutes later, he keeps saying it, like, "Oh, are you sure your sister knows I'm coming over?" So you can tell he's nervous. And Paulie keeps saying, yeah, she's excited, And then Rocky's singing to himself and shit, like, "Hey, yo, baby," again, just a likable guy. So they go inside. Clearly, Adrian does not expect Rocky to be there. She just hides in the kitchen. And then Paulie says, listen, I brought my friend Rocky. He's going to take you out." And then, Adrian goes, like, "I don't want to go, Paulie. It's Thanksgiving. I don't want to go." And then, Paulie raised his voice, like, I'm tired of you living like a loser. You need to go out more, okay?" And then Adrian keeps going, no, I can't. And then he's like, "Why not? Why can't you go?" "Because there's a turkey in the oven, Paulie." So he basically takes the turkey. It's like, "Oh, you got a turkey in the oven, huh? You got a turkey?" And he takes the turkey. I mean, Paulie's an asshole. I mean, but you kind of understand what he's trying to do, but he's just doing it wrong. He's like, "Yeah, you want the bird?" Takes the turkey leg out and just tosses the turkey out. I'm like, damn, that took Adrian 24 hours to cook that, bro. What the fuck? And then you kind of feel bad for Adrian because, Adrian goes, "Oh, Paulie," and then runs into her room. And you kind of like, "Aw," because you feel bad for Adrian. Like, she's not doing anything wrong. She's just shy, Like, you don't have to be like that, Paulie. Damn. But, then after she goes to her room, crying, Paul just looks at Rocky with the turkey leg in his hand and goes, "Hey, you hungry, Rock?" And then, Rocky, he feels uncomfortable, like, "Hey, yo, Paul, maybe we should do this another time, and then he's like, "No, go talk to her. Like, do what you always do. Go talk to her." And, and then Rocky, tries to convince Adrian to come out, like, "Hey, yo, Adrian, you know what I mean? I mean, this is a little weird because I'm talking to a dog. You know, I never really talked to a dog. But Paulie, I feel stupid doing this, you know. And you know, Paulie, you know, no, keep talking, keep talking. And then you know, Rocky talks about like, hey, you know, I got nobody to spend Thanksgiving with, you know, and then we know we go out to eat, you know. He keeps saying, we could go, get some laughs or something. I mean, whatever you want to do. And then Adrian just comes out of the room like ready to go, hat on, jacket on, and I was like, okay. So they leave, and then Rocky asks Paul, like, what is your sister like? And she says, ice skating. He's like, come on, Adrian, chop, chop. Can't leave him waiting. So they're there in the front porch, and then Right goes, hey, yo, Adrian, I really didn't want turkey anyway. But it's Thanksgiving now. What's that? Like, it's Thanksgiving now. Oh, well, to you it is, but to me it's Thursday, you know? And then they're leaving, and this is Rocky and Adrian's, first date. And when you're always on the first date's always the awkward one. But then we later learned that Rocky kind of got a little smooth with Adrian a little bit, and we'll get to that scene next. But yeah, Arlo, your thoughts?
Yeah, let's talk about this scene, the specific scenes. I'm sorry, I'm just eating. Yeah, but like
Turkey?
Apollo. No.
Oh,
I will be on whenever that is. Whenever that is. I don't know.
Yeah, you and the entire country, bro. Don't make yourself special.
Well, you're right.
Okay.
26. You're right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be something. Yeah, that Apollo Creed scene. I don't know when there's more like, especially the next movie too. That scene was fucking phenomenal when they're like deciding who after he beats Rocky and stuff, like they're deciding the whole thing. That was amazing. But this little conference with Creed and the manager and stuff, and the athletic commission guy and all that stuff, that was really cool. I really like that, and especially the next movie. This movie is where all started, and picking Balboa and stuff. That was and I'm like, damn. He wants a local fight, but he wants to make a big fight. Like, I get this. It all makes sense. But
Boxer did that too.
What?
Imagine. I mean, at least he has more balls than Floyd. I could imagine Floyd doing that.
I don't see that. The thing though, with all that, like, if somebody did that now, people would just it wouldn't make any sense because you can't just like. They'd be like, "Why are you fighting a bum and stuff?" Like, that's what people say. That's what people would say. So nobody would buy the pay-per-view go or anything like that. So I don't think that will work nowadays. But I was thinking about it, like, give somebody a shot. But I'm like, yeah, like, there's a reason then that doesn't happen because the guy is a bum and stuff. I don't know. It'd be cool for something like that to happen, but
It would be.
yeah, it's unrealistic. But yeah, but then the Adrian and the driver and stuff, that whole scene, that was pretty funny to me.
It was.
I like, she never, obviously never retarded and stuff, but that shit was funny. And then going back to like their house and talking, the whole turkey incident and stuff, that was pretty funny. Then with like the monologue and the dialect between them and stuff, that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. Yeah, going ice skating or doing something, I don't know.
Yeah, like like Rocky's awkward. Adrian's awkward. It's like, I mean, you kind of think, these two are so opposite of each other, but they have a lot in common with each other, And then for the next scene, they get, their first date. So he wants to take her to the ice skating rink, to go skating, but they're about to close, it's Thanksgiving. And then he convinces the person, like, hey, let us skate about 10 minutes, and I'll give you $40 and whatsoever.
Jesus.
And then he let
$40, damn.
It was so,
especially back then, that's so much money.
Yeah, back then that was a lot of money. I mean, $40 now is like, oh, what the fuck ever. But back then, woo. But
like from his fight, what did he get from his fight? Like 20 something?
Yeah, but like 20,000, 25,000.
No, the first one, the first fight.
The first fight, I think it was like
movie. Only like 25 or something like that.
Like $25, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So now you pay 40 for skating.
Oh, bro, I could not. You a boxer? You getting paid $25 a fight? That's fucked up. But so then they go ice skating, and then Rocky, he can't skate to save his life, so he'd rather run. And Adrian, was not really the best skater, so she's kind of like, she kind of has to balance herself a little bit. It's kind of a adorable scene here, where Rocky, like Rocky teaches Adrian history about, like, why do they call you a southpaw? Then he gives the history, of what a southpaw is, like I forgot what he said, but there was somebody else from Jersey and whatsoever, and he, like, his paw being it would be a certain direction when he punched. Like, get it? Like, they called him southpaw. Like southpaw, South Jersey, southpaw, and then, she falls, grabs Rocky, and Rocky fucks up his finger, dislocates it, and then it freaks Adrian out, and then Rocky goes, "Oh no, it's no big deal. Hey, look, you see that? See it bends. It's no problem. See, look at that." And he's pressing like bong, and he's like, "Hey, it's not your fault. Hey, look at this. Hey, look at this. You see, this is the person that I fight. This is the person that I fought. And like, these two are like total opposites. It's like, wow." And I like the chemistry between Talia Shire, who plays Adrian, and Rocky. What was you about to say?
I was just gonna say, she said like one word between like both of the entire conversation.
And then like and they kind of, and this is, and I really think this is when Adrian really starts to take a liking in the Rocky. There's a certain thing that happens in the scene. Rocky says, "My father told me to learn how to box because I had a body but no brain." And then Adrian said, "My mother said the opposite. My mother told me I didn't have a body, so I better develop my brain."
Right. Damn.
That's a little harsh.
Baby betters are like, "Bitch, you ugly."
Like, you are ugly, so you, like, wow.
That's harsh.
That is harsh. So then their time's up and they're about to leave, and she asked Rocky, "Rocky, can I ask you something?" "Yeah, sure. What do you want to say?" why do you want to? Why do you like to fight? He said, because I can't sing or dance. You know, hey yo, you know, and then she almost falls and slips. Rocky catches her and stuff. That was adorable, you know, scene there. And then this is when Rocky starts getting a little smooth with Adrian here. So he takes so they're walking towards Adrian's Rocky's apartment. You know, he's talking about like basically telling her war stories and stuff. Like hey you see hey you see my nose? Hey you see my nose here? Okay, I've been in 67 fights, okay? And my nose has never been broken. I've had people punch it, be on it, bite it, scratch it. It's never been broken. It's rare. It's very rare. You see? You see that whatsoever? And then Adrian is interested in what he's saying, but he has really no clue what he's talking about. And so then he asks Adrian to come up to his apartment. And then Adrian's hesitant about it, but then she eventually goes up to go, and Rocky shows her the turtles and stuff. I feed the turtles, the turtles, from the turtle fish I got from the pet store, and I feed them. Then those little sand things, those little sand castles things. I had to take that out because it kept flipping all over the place and stuff. And then then he wants, and Adrian's kind of in a corner, doesn't really want to get close to Rocky. And then Rocky says, "Hey, why don't you come over, sit over here?" And then she said, "No, she wants to call Paulie. Like, do you have a phone?" He's like, "No, I ain't got no phone. What do you call Paulie for?" And she said, "No, he's afraid that he may be worried about me. And then, and then Rocky, he gets up and goes, "Oh, you need to call Paulie. I could call Paulie for you. Just give me a second." And he opens up his window. And then he screams out, "Hey, yo, Paulie, your sister's over at my place. I'll call you later." I was like, wow, that's Rocky. He's fucking epic, man. That was an epic fucking moment. I mean, hey, he's basically saying, "Hey, I'm basically about to go fuck your sister at my place. Hope you don't mind it. I'll talk to you later." So then, Rocky's basically trying to smooth talk, trying to smooth talk, Adrian. And there's like a fucking moment, or there's like a little pipe on the ceiling. He grabs it, basically partially flexing on her and shit. And then that was basically what he was trying to do, And she's like saying like, "I don't belong here," and all that stuff, and I should go home and whatsoever. And then like he said, "No, don't go. And then this is when Smooth Rocky really comes out. He says, he wants to see, wants to take the glasses off, take the hair off, take the hat off, and he's saying, "You look really pretty without that stuff." And then he's like, "Hey," he goes, I'm gonna kiss you. If you don't want to kiss me back, then that's okay." And he kisses her, and then Adrian, still hesitant, but then she eventually starts getting into the kiss. And then they're basically on the floor kissing, and they're about to fuck. So Rocky, you finally cracked that code, brother. Congratulations. You see, that's another thing. There's another thing. That's another thing that's key. Persistence is key. Persistence. If a girl doesn't,
but don't ask like, "I'm gonna kiss you. You know how to kiss me back." That's a little weird.
It's a little weird, but at the same time,
you asking the bitch to kiss you. But you can kind of tell though
okay here though, because you could tell Adrian likes Rocky. She's just kind of afraid to show it. You know, now if you're just a chick that you just met like on the first night, oh, it's a Rocky. Rocky hit that on the first night too. So yeah, another congrats to Rocky. She didn't make it wait.
I mean, what do you mean she didn't make it wait? They've been like, I don't know how long, but they've been talking for a good amount of time, and then
No, Rocky's been talking. She ain't been talking. Rocky's been talking.
I mean that's the same thing.
Rocky was trying to fuck that for months. She just never was responsive to him.
Exactly.
Okay, if you put it that way. But I mean, okay, first night of dating. How about that? Because I know dudes. I know some females that'll make dudes wait like 3 fucking months. Fuck Steve Harvey, by the way. But yeah, that 90-day rules bullshit to me. But so some of that think like a man book is bullshit. But so Arlo, your thoughts on Adrian and Rocky's first date, and Rocky hitting that on the first date, and it didn't take Rocky long as when they got to his house too. So congrats to him. Your thoughts?
Yeah, the whole date thing, that was good dialect and stuff, and there's an awkward connection between the two, but it was still there. But
if you don't mind me saying something, well, awkward. I mean, ain't that like how most first dates are?
No, I know that's not what I meant. I'm not mean like that kind of awkward. I mean like awkward as in like shit, saying shit.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
right.
he's doing.
I mean, imagine if you go on a date, you say something, she says something, you say like that, like a conversation goes on. Not I'm gonna say a whole bunch of shit. You're gonna say 2 words. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, it was just good dialect and go good back and forth with it, with those two, and the whole walking back situation and the whole going to his house and stuff. That I enjoyed that part because she was actually talking. Imagine that, her talking. But then, like when they get back to the house and stuff, it goes well, and he somehow convinces her to go inside. I think everybody knows if you do that, you don't get some. But, yeah. Especially on the first day, I'm like, damn, it's hard to break.
Come on, man.
Hard to break, but like she was inside and like it was still awkward. Like they were talking and stuff. She got a little bit more open when she got in that house. She was like snapped back into like a person, like what she was. It's like reserved and shy and all that stuff. And he basically like takes the jacket off, take his like sweater off and all that shit. He's just in a tank like a wife beater and stuff.
Yeah, Rocky was trying to smash. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, he was trying to just like show off and stuff. Shows off his like pets and stuff. What's really happening? And then the infamous, "Hey Paulie, I got your sister." That's just epic. I call you back later. That's just epic. That's just epic.
It really is. It's still epic to this day.
Yeah. Great. And then like the whole weird awkward kiss thing, that was pretty funny to me. But like I don't know. It's a little weird though, that situation, because I mean I think it's supposed to be like that because she was always responsive, and maybe I don't know. She like opened up and then closed back up, and then.
She opened up all right.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the scene and stuff, it went pretty well. I think that it was enjoyable.
Rocky turned Adrian the fuck out too, but so for the next scene, after Rocky got some poom poom, Rocky's going in the gym. He's going into the gym, and he says, "Hey, yo, Rock, Mickey wants to talk to you." So he goes up to Mickey. He's like, "Hey, yo, Mickey, you got something for me?" And he said, "Yeah, some dude came by saying they need a sparring partner for Apollo Creed." He's like, "Oh, you kidding?" And she's like, and then Mickey's like going, "Yeah." Like, "Hey, this is good. Maybe they need a sparring partner for Apollo Creed." And then Mickey goes, "That's what I just said, you dumbass!" Like, I don't know why that cracked me up. Mickey's hilarious to me. Like, I mean, you can tell he's like, well, when we're kind of like around, like, people are kind of dumb, we have to repeat ourselves. We kind of get a little easily irritated. So I kind of understand Mickey's point. He's like, "That's what I just said, you dumbass!" And then Rocky goes, "Hey, I've been coming here for 6 years. And 6 years you've been sticking it to me. Why?" He's like, "You want to know? Yeah, I want to know. You really want to know? Yeah, I want to know right now." And then Mickey says, "All right, I tell you. Because you had the talent to be a good fighter, but instead of that, you've become nothing but a leg breaker for a 2-bit loan shark." Then Rocky says, "It's a living. It's a waste of life." So that tells you that Mickey sees potential in Rocky, but Rocky just never lived up to it. That's why Mickey's so tough on Rocky. It's just like when a basketball player or the best player on a team, and the coach just seems to be just really hard on that particular player because, again, sees potential. He wants to bring the best potential out. But, Rocky just never had the opportunity to do that. So then Rocky goes and meets the boxing promoter. And then Rocky's expecting to be just a sparring job. But then he basically gets the shock, the best news anybody of like a fighter could get, that Apollo Creed wants to fight you for the world championship. He said, "Do you want to take it?" And then Rocky, he initially says no. He says, Apollo, he's the best fighter. I'm just a local fighter. You don't want. What?
DeAndre Jordan just airballed a free throw with a minute left. Sorry.
Oh, well, that's DeAndre Jordan for you. But holy shit, this is a good game right now. Well, Clippers and Warriors, they always give us good games. But anyway, back to the review. Yeah, he says, Apollo's the best, and I'm basically a nobody compared to him. And we're really good acting by Sylvester Stallone. He really sold, little shock and awe pretty well to me. And he said, "Do you believe?" And the box promoter goes, "Do you believe America's the land of opportunity?" "Yeah." And Apollo Creed does too, and he wants you, he wants you to fight him. This is the opportunity of a lifetime, Rocky. You cannot pass it by. And then the camera zooms on Sylvester Stallone's face, and you can just kind of tell he's just, he's thinking about it. And then in the next scene, we see Apollo and Rocky at the press conference, announcing the fight. And then, Apollo Creed's up, in front of the cameras and stuff, promoting the fight. And then Rocky just kind of like in the background, doesn't really want the spotlight on him, which again, that makes him likable. And he says, "Hey, Rocco, come up here, Rocky." "Hey, Rocky, you're Italian, right?" Yeah, I'm Italian." And then the promoter asks him, "What does that mean?" "Well, if he can't fight, I'm pretty sure he can cook." And then Rocky's just laughing at it and stuff. And then Paulie's offended by it. He's like, "Hey, Rocco, his lungs, punch him out." "Hey, Paulie, come on, man." and then we get to something that really cracks me up. they asked Paulie, they asked Rocky. So Rocky, how do you feel about fighting Apollo Creed? And then I goes, oh well, I mean, Apollo's the best, so I'm just gotta try the best I can, I guess. So Rocky, how'd you come up with the name Italian Stallion? Oh, I came up with that name about 8 years ago while I was eating dinner. And, and, and then they kept asking him a question. Rocky had no comment. And then he's like, hey, yo, can I give a shout out to my girlfriend? Hey, yo, Adrian, look at this. I'm on TV, Adrian. And they're like, okay, we have to cut off. And then I goes, hey, why you pushing me for, man? I'll bust you in the mouth. See, again, you say it may not work. Well, oh fuck! I mean, if that should happen today, God knows what Twitter should be saying about Rocky. Like, look at this retard. But I think America Day would fall in love with Rocky. I mean, if this was a real life situation, do you think they would? Let's fast forward 2015, Arlo, and Apollo Creed's World Heavyweight Champion, and he finds Apollo Creed, Rocky, and that same press conference happened. Like, how do you think people would react to Rocky?
That shit would go viral.
It would go viral. Yeah, it would.
Yeah. People think he was a joke, though, obviously.
Oh, yeah, people would think he's a joke. I mean, but at the same, I don't want to make this comparison, but it's kind of like, I think it would kind of be like the Daniel Bryan thing a little bit. I mean, Rocky just comes off as just a regular, normal guy who just happens to fight for the world championship. And he acts like it in this press conference, For God's sake, he said he can't win his nickname just by eating dinner, for fuck's sake. You can't get no more regular than that. So,
yeah.
So then Paulie's trying to ask Rocky, to get some trainers whatsoever. Then Rocky's like, he wants to do it by himself. Nobody cared about him yesterday. He'll do fine on his own. And then Paulie gets pissed about it. And then Rocky wants to go home. And this is another thing that makes Rocky likable. I mean, normally, when he gets joked on, he just brushes it off. But you can tell it really does get him sometimes. They're leaving, and Rocky goes, "Hey, yo, Adrian." Yeah, because Paulie made a comment like, "You're just gonna let these dudes just punk you out like that on national TV?" And Rocky goes, "Hey, it don't bother me none, Paulie," But then he tells Adrian that it really did bother him that they were making fun of him, So you're reminded that he may Rocky may laugh it off, may laugh with you when you joke with him, but deep down it really does hurt him. So another reason why you want to root for Rocky. So then Rocky meets with Gazzo once again, and then Gazzo once again proving that he's actually a cool dude. He gives him $500, for training and whatsoever, and Rocky's smoking a cigarette, and he's like, "Hey, you're supposed to be in training, remember?" And takes out his gun, tosses to the ground. And then he's like, "Hey, yo, Gazzo, you want to come to the fight?" He says, "Yeah, I'm gonna be there first. I'm gonna be there in front row." So I'm like, okay, this Gazzo's cool. He's actually a cool dude. Yeah. So Arlo, this is when the movie really starts picking up, and
yeah.
And I really like the scene when Rocky's present the opportunity. I thought Sylvester Stallone pulled that off really well. I thought the press conference was entertaining as fuck. And Arlo, your thoughts?
Yeah, like you said, that was pretty entertaining, and just going to the gym and finding out, and then the interaction between him and Mick was very entertaining.
Yes, it was funny as well.
And then him finding out was really funny too. He's like, "All right, I wasn't sparring, right?" He's like, "No, you're fighting him." He's like, "No, what?" like you finding out oh, okay. I mean, I would have liked him to show a little bit more emotion though, because he just really didn't show much emotion during that.
Well, he was kind of in shock. Like his reaction was more. His reaction to me was like Paul wants to fight me, you know? Like,
I know. That's what it was supposed to be, but it wasn't. It kind of was that, but I think I mean, I'm just nitpicking, but I think he could have sold that a little bit more. Just, he didn't really do that too much. But yeah, with the press conference and stuff, that was pretty funny. With him saying the stuff about like the cooking and him being in the back, that was pretty funny to me. Hey yo, Adrian, I'm on TV. That was funny. Like yeah, they're just trying to make him out. I won't say stupid, but just like a regular guy, and just trying to like bag him a little bit and stuff. That show was actually really funny though.
It was funny.
Yeah.
And then the most underrated part was when, you know, they kept trying to push Rocky off the TV. He's like, "Hey, what are you pushing me for, man?"
Yeah, I don't understand that either. I'm like, why the fuck are they pushing him? Yeah, but that's all about that happened, and yeah, like you're just nervous and stuff. And the Gonzo part I really liked. I wanted to see what his driver would have said too. Yeah, it would have probably been funny though.
I wish he said something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't gonna be encouraging or anything like the Gonzo said, because that was good, but it was probably just gonna. I don't know what it would have been, or like, all right, I'll be there at your funeral or something like that. I'd have been like something like that, because he was part of it in the beginning, and then
right.
I wouldn't have minded it this time either.
Yeah. And I forgot to mention, you know that Adrian's starting to become a lot more vocal now after she got fucked by Rocky.
Yeah. All right, you can say it like that.
Yeah, like you know, and he's like, "Hey, you Adrian, I'm on TV," and then she goes, "Rocky, you did it!" And then this whole time I'm like, "Damn, she's actually talking more." Damn, Rocky must put in that work, but like fuck some personality into there. Wow. But like, "Hey, yo, Adrian, did you like it when I said your name on TV?" You know, like, so yeah, then we get to one of my favorite scenes throughout the whole movie. Yeah, Burgess Meredith and Sylvester Stallone, they did a really good job in this scene. We see Mickey wants to he wants Rocky to hire him as his manager. You know, Burgess Meredith telling him about the days when he was fighting, how he never had a title shot, and Rocky, make the most out of this opportunity because you may not get a second chance. It talks about his fighting days when he knocked the dude out the ring, and how his nose been busted, 72 times, like his face is fucked up, and he notices, and Rocky's just basically, he's hearing Mickey, but he's not like listening to him. He's just basically just ignoring him most of the time. Because Rocky knows what's up, like he knows, like, oh, okay, now you want to help me. I'm about to fight the big fight, Then he finds a poster of Rocky Marciano, and then he tells Rocky, you kind of remind me of Rocky Marciano whatsoever. And then Sylvester Stallone shuts that shit down quick when he goes, "You gave away my locker," and then that changed the tone right there of the entire conversation. And then Rocky, he's trying to explain to Rocky, like, "I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Please let me be your manager. I mean, listen, I got pain and I got experience. Well, I got pain and experience too. Remember when I asked you, 10 years ago for your help? You never helped me. You didn't care. Well, Rocky, if you wanted my help, why did you just ask? You should have just asked me. Look, I asked you. You didn't hear nothing." And and basically Mickey goes, "Fuck it." And there was kind of a funny scene when Mickey opens the door to leave, but he closed the door and he forgets his hat. And then Rocky thinks Mickey left. he comes out the bathroom, sees Mickey there. He goes back to the bathroom. I thought that was kind of funny. And then Mickey leaves, and then we get another scene proving that Sylvester Stallone is actually a good actor. You know, I don't know the exact words of dialogue, but I know some where he goes, you know, like what? You don't like my house? You think my house stinks? Yeah, it stinks. You know, and like talking about you had a prime. What about my prime, Mick? At least you had a prime. Knees busted up. You know, you can't do nothing with them. At least you had a prime, Mick. You want to see me get my face kicked in? Yeah, Big guy tells me to fight the fight. Yeah, I'll fight the big fight. You know, like I want to get that. I want to get that. And he starts punching the door. You know, really convincing scene by Sylvester Stallone. He did a damn good job. Then this whole time, Sylvester Stallone basically screaming in his apartment. You know, you'll see Mickey just outside his door, walking outside. And then Rocky proving how much of a good dude he is. He chases down Mickey. And there actually was some dialogue, but they kind of cut that out. But he pretty much tells Mickey, he's sorry for his outburst and whatsoever, and he would love for Mickey to be his trainer. So again, proving that Rocky is he has a good heart, But that was definitely one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I thought Burgess Meredith and Sylvester Stallone did a great job in the scene. And then we get the classic, Rocky getting up, drinking the raw eggs and shit. I'm gonna pull the curtain back a little bit. But let me ask, have you actually tried that before?
Raw eggs?
Yeah.
I know what it tastes like, but I mean, like just putting in a cup and stuff. No, I've never done that.
Oh yeah. I tried one raw egg once. I saw Rocky do it, and Rocky made it seem like that shit, seemed delicious. So I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I snuck into the refrigerator, put a raw egg in, and I drank it. And then after I threw up, I realized that how the fuck is Sylvester Stallone? How the fuck is Sylvester Stallone?
Wait, you threw up?
Yeah.
Fam.
Yeah.
I could do it. I wouldn't throw up, but I don't think it's the most beneficial to your health. So.
Yeah, I kind of had a weak stomach. I kind of had a weak stomach. Yeah.
Yeah, just make an omelet. It's the same shit, but it's cooked.
Yeah, well, I remember one day, shout out to MG, MG was like, that's, like, nah, fam, that ain't the right way to do it. Well, that's how old school there's better things you can take for protein. But back in the day, that was how it was done. You drunk raw fucking eggs. So yeah, and they said Sylvester Stallone really did that too. He actually took the raw eggs and drank it like it was nothing. Then the motherfucker went back to sleep. I'm like, damn, ain't gonna drink nothing. I bet the aftertaste is fucking horrible.
Yeah. Probably tastes like that. I mean, it's sure tastes like ass.
So then Rocky's going, he starts his training. He starts jogging through the city of Philadelphia. I thought it was beautifully shot. And then Rocky goes into Paulie's meatpacking place where Paulie's starting to criticize Rocky about his relationship with Adrian, which kind of was a little hypocritical. Like, okay, you've been pushing for Rocky to give it to Adrian. Now she gets for Adrian, and Adrian seems a little different now. Now you got a problem with it. I still can't believe Rocky did that. And then he basically tells Rocky, so Rocky, you really like my sister, huh? She was like, yeah, we don't. And then he says, why? I don't see the attraction. Just because we have gaps, like gaps. What do you mean gaps? I have gaps, she has gaps, and then we just we gap together. I don't know. And then he basically said, "Are you fucking my sister?" Pretty much. He's like, "Hey, you don't talk about your sister like that, okay? Now, come on, let's get out of here. I'm getting cold. And then Paula basically, challenges Rocky to punch the meat. And then Rocky, basically, the classic, punching the meat like a punching bag. Apparently, he was punching that shit so hard. That Paulie said, Rocco, you're breaking these ribs and stuff. And then Rocky kind of paid for it a little bit because he's like freezing to death, and Adrian's trying to take care of him and stuff. And she basically tries, she's like freezing, and then Adrian wants to fuck apparently, and I was like, wow, it's Adrian from the first 20 minutes of the movie to Adrian now is completely different. She didn't want nothing to do with Rocky. Now she's like all over him now. And then Rocky said, like, no, I can't screw around. I can't screw around and all that stuff. I got to keep my legs strong. And then Adrian kind of, she kind of like feels bad, does a mopey face. And Rocky feels bad. He's like, hey, Adrian, come here. I'm sorry. And he hugs her. You really like this relationship between Rocky and Adrian. So,
yeah, as it grows, yeah. I mean, the inception was like, a little weird, but then now it's
now they're basically a normal couple.
clicking. Yeah,
we're clicking. Yeah. So all your thoughts.
what was it? Oh yeah, when like Mick basically that whole thing. Yeah. Obviously, I really liked that. It was really good. It was probably one of the best performances of Rocky as an actor in this entire movie, maybe in the entire series. It went really well. But then I liked how we like called him out for all that stuff because like, oh, now I have this. Now you're trying to get something from me. Like that was basically what was going on, and yeah, I mean that's exactly what was going on. And but Rocky, being the nice person he is, forgave that and got him as the manager and stuff. I probably wouldn't have done that, but he's used to him, I guess, and been training with him. So who else besides him would be the best for 5 weeks out? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So, but that monologue that he did when Mickey was like on the stairs and stuff. That was great. That was riveting. That was like, damn, this. Like, I can really buy that he's doing this, and not just like it's an actor doing this, like an actual person. That's good. And then the whole eggs and stuff, like we were saying, yeah, it's not probably the most beneficial, and probably salmonella and stuff, poisoning could happen and stuff, but well, what can you do? Like, what can you do? It's really iconic, and then like he runs like around it, and then all like runs up the statue, but like tries to run up, but then like gets tired and stuff. He's not in the best shape. The meat and stuff, talking about Adrian, all that stuff. That was very entertaining. And Paulie, you're breaking the ribs. Like why is he punching me in the first place? But like that's what I was. It's not what I was thinking, but like now looking back, I'm like, why did you punch a punching bag? But they got to do something to make this. You can't just do like this, and we'll see in the other movies how like doing stuff out of the box was very important in terms of people caring, and people like drinking raw egg, people punching meat because of it. Yeah, it's changed. I'm not gonna say change people's lives, but like change what people do for them and stuff, like unknown techniques and stuff, that kind of stuff. And then like like you were saying that their whole dynamic, Adrian and Rockies and stuff, that was and grew progressively. Like she didn't talk, she talked a little bit, they fucked. She was more comfortable now. She's like all affectionate and stuff. When before, she don't give no fucks basically.
Yeah.
But now she's open for business. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, she was too.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that just the evolution of the relationship was good.
Yes, indeed. Um, so what was the next scene? Oh, so Rocky's all punching the punching bag and whatsoever, and then, um, and then another classic Mickey moment. Like, he's teaching Rocky, about his footwork, keeping his legs within a string and whatsoever. That helped Rocky Marciano because he didn't have good footwork. And then two women going for his autograph. And they're like, "Hey, Rocky, can we get your autograph?" And then they go, "Get the hell out of here!" Like get your chicken ass out of here. It's like, now, Rocco, let me tell you something, okay? Women weaken legs. Hey, yo, Mickey, though, I mean, I'm telling you, I really like this girl. Then let her train you! Then Rocky just looked at her for a second. He was like, "Okay, Mick, okay, women weaken legs, okay." Oh, I swear, Mickey's he's such an entertaining character. Just to hear him rant about something would be entertaining. Like, just give him a live mic and just let him just go off would be funny. Let her train ya! So then, Adrian, Rocky, is jogging. You can tell he's starting to get a little better shape now. And then because Adrian noticed that Rocky liked this dog that was in a cage in the pet shop. He called him Burgess. And then Adrian basically gave Rocky Burgess as a present. Again, making Adrian more comfortable around Rocky. So I was like, yeah, that was really cool. Then Rocky's playing with the dog in the street, like howling and shit. And then we see Rocky, jogging with the dog. As you can see, he's getting into better shape. Then he runs to the meatpacking place, see that the local news have come, and Rocky's he's kind of pissed at Paulie. Like Paulie, man, you're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing your sister and all that stuff. And again, Rocky doesn't want the media and attention around him. He wants it how it normally is. He doesn't want the press and the media and stuff, which makes him even more likable. And then we meet the scene where the meatpacking place, they want to see what Rocky can do, with his hands and stuff. And you can tell Rocky's kind of nervous and shit, and right. And then Apollo's manager is watching this. He's watching this while Apollo is doing something else, and he's seeing Rocky, punch the meat. And then the manager's kind of like, "Apollo, you might want to take a look at this. This dude means business." Then Apollo just said, "Yeah, I mean business too." Like, he's completely no-selling Rocky, but the manager's kind of like, "Oh man, this dude may be for real," And then I absolutely love the fact that Rocky gets done. Like the reporter asks him, "Okay, you want to punch the meat?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." And then when he gets done, I just love the fact that you probably know this is too, Arlo, that his bloody hand, he has his bloody hand up. And then she says, "Well, very impressive, Mr. Balboa from Philadelphia Meatpacking Place." And Rocky has the bloody hand up. Like, he's just like nonchalantly doing that. Like, if I was Apollo and I saw that, I'd be like, "This motherfucker," you say, "My blood's gonna be on his hands and shit." But I thought that was cool. Then we get another good scene. This is when you see the evolution of Adrian's character come full circle here. Paulie's coming home drunk. And then, Rocky and, Adrian, they're cuddling, watching a movie whatsoever. And Rocky's like, your brother, he's a good dude, man, but I swear, I don't know what he wants from me sometimes. The Paulie goes, "What? I don't want nothing from you. I don't want nothing from you whatsoever." And he said, "You get out of my house." And Adrian goes, "It's our house, Paulie." No, then you get out of my house. Both of you get out of my house. And then he grabs it, and then she grabs a baseball bat, challenges Rocky, says, "You want to fight? Come on, I'll break both your arms so you won't use them." And he fucking starts going ape shit on the house or whatsoever, and starts blaming Adrian for all his problems. Like, I can't get married because of you and all that stuff. And they're like, "You owe me, Adrian, you owe me." And then she's like, "What do I owe you, Paulie? You're supposed to be good to me." And then Adrian just takes out all the pent up frustration he had over Paulie. He's like, "I cook for you, I clean for you, but you still call me a loser, Paulie. I don't owe you nothing and whatsoever. Like, you treat me so bad." And then Paulie goes, "You're busted. Rocky popped your cherry." And then out the like, you could just tell that, man. Ever since he's been fucking Rocky, Adrian's just changed all of a sudden. And then Rocky basically, he's about to beat the shit out of Paulie. And then Paulie, "I can't work at that meat packing place anymore," and all that stuff. And another entertaining scene. I thought Burt Young did a good job in his performance. And he basically says he wants to help. He wants to help out. He wants to help out training Rocky. So yeah. So Arlo, your thoughts?
Oh yeah, the Mickey scene that was pretty. That's always entertaining with Mickey. He's like an asshole, but he's lovable
It's
asshole.
for the right reason. It's for the right reason.
Exactly. Yeah. He's not the nicest person, but his heart's in the right place. The dog though, that's pretty cool with the dog and stuff. Them running and then the news and stuff. And what I noticed the entire thing, like Rock, what's it called? No, Paulie's like drinking like the entire time and stuff. It's pretty funny.
Yes.
And all the media and stuff, that was pretty funny. And then him punching the meat and stuff, and Duke watching it, and like, "Oh, you should probably look at this." Yeah, no, he's preparing, but you should probably look at some stuff too. Like, Duke is one of the best characters in the series, I think. Definitely.
Yeah, he's pretty underappreciated, yeah.
Yeah, very underappreciated. Because like people like look at Rocky, like look at Apollo, look at Ivan Drago, and all those characters, Mr. T, and all those Clubberling. Like they look at those characters, like, oh, those are important. But besides the sixth one, I mean, I think his voice was in the sixth one. Besides the sixth one, he was in every single Rocky movie. So I think he was very important to the series.
Yeah, you're right. He had been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, big people like Paulie and Adrian and stuff. They're like, oh, they're important, but Duke has been throughout the entire thing. And he's not just like this boring character. He's been like very instrumental in both in all the movies and stuff, and it's been very entertaining to watch. But
no
Paulie
pain.
and stuff.
No pain.
No
Hit
pain.
the one in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But yeah, the Paulie tirade, I like to call it, that show is really funny. It's like bald and balding, and he's like going fucking crazy and stuff, and he like beat the shit out of everything, and then Rocky like basically gets up in his face and shit, and then he gets the look on his face is like he's like scared as shit. He's crying and shit. I just want to help. That shit was really funny. Like at the beginning, I'm like, damn, this is serious. And then I'm like, wow, he better pee his pants.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, a boxer is about to beat my ass. Yeah, I'd probably be a little shit my pants too a little bit.
Yeah.
But kids. Before UFC fighters were the people that you didn't want to fuck with. Boxers are still the people you still don't want to fuck with. But
no, basically any combat athletes, basically athletes in general, but especially combat athletes and boxers or like UFC, Muay Thai, anything like that, you probably don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
Even wrestlers.
Well, it depends who with wrestlers, but
they'll take your ass down though. So.
Think the Miz could take somebody down?
Is he a wrestler?
Oh, like wrestlers. Oh, okay.
Yeah. What the fuck do you think I was talking? I cried.
Well. When you interact with these fucking wrestling fans, you start to think like them a little bit. My fault.
I was actually thinking of wrestling, not professional, not sports entertainment.
Yeah, real shit. Yeah. Okay. So that's right. I said real. Come at me. But and then we get and then basically it's Rocky, the classic Bill Conti gonna fly now, theme song, Rocky, training, the city, cheering him on and shit, running through the junkyard with the bricks in his hand. Very inspirational. I mean, Rocky's training scenes is definitely one of the best ones, and if you really think about it, Rocky's kind of a Sylvester Stallone. He's pretty much an athlete of himself. Like there's a moment.
He trains like one for it, but.
Well, if you're a boxer, does that take some athleticism?
Yeah, obviously.
So that makes Rocky an athlete, right?
Oh, I think it's Sylvester Stallone.
Well, Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, same fucking person.
No, one's an actual fighter, one's an actor playing a fighter.
Okay, you want to go there with it, huh? But
I mean, that's what he is. I mean,
okay. So,
show me Sylvester Stallone's professional boxing record. Oh wait, he doesn't have one.
No, I'm one of the best wrestlers who can fuck some. Well, yeah, he probably can fuck people up. I mean, I had to train the box.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not denying that, but I think anybody in this world could beat anybody. I bet you could beat people up, I could beat people up, but doesn't make us athletes.
Okay, good point. So then there's like a moment where we kind of see Arnold, Sylvester Stallone. No, Arnold, I believe he's a shitty athlete, but just by the way he ran. But then there was a point we see Sylvester Stallone running, full sprint and shit. Pretty fast runner too. And then the classic, he gets to the top of the steps. Gonna fly now. That comes on. Definitely all time classics moment. So then we see Rocky, going up to the arena that they're gonna fight in, and then Rocky is just like looking around and shit, and he kind of becomes like a little depressed a little bit, and the night before the fight, and then he basically confesses to Adrian that he does not care if he wins. Nobody's ever gone the distance with Creed. That's all I want to do. All I want to do is just go the difference. That's all. Go the distance. That's all I want to do. And basically to prove to everybody that he's not a bum. And I was like, hell yeah, go for it, Rock. You ultimately want to see him win the championship. But if that's the case, if we're just going the distance, that's fine too. So we finally get to the fight. Sylvester Stallone, and Apollo, preparing for the fight and whatsoever. And then Rocky's wearing like the robe and stuff, which he doesn't really like because he feels baggy. And he has just a plain old red robe. It just has like gold Italian stallion on it whatsoever. And then he goes tell Adrian, "Hey, wish me luck. I'm gonna need it." And then you could just simply tell. I mean, just by the entrances, you just tell Apollo Creed does not take Rocky serious just by the entrance alone. Like he makes a dramatic entrance as dressed as George Washington and then Uncle Sam, and then Apollo Creed's looking at Rocky like, "Yeah, I want you. I want you." Then Rocky goes, "Is he talking to me?" I tripped me. I was like, is he talking to me? And and then the fight happens, and I'm not gonna go through every round of the fight, but I'll just condense. What? Oh yeah. I'll just condense like main points of the movie, of the fight. And then clearly you can see Apollo's overconfident. He's not taking Rocky serious, and then Rocky takes advantage of that and fucking knocks Apollo out. In the first round, basically with the first punch. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen Rocky a bunch of times, but when that happens, I go, "Oh shit!" I still get that feeling. He knocked him out. And you clearly see the fans are clearly behind Rocky because it's taking place in Philadelphia. You see the entire the city, the bar that Rocky hangs out in. They're watching it and stuff. They're all excited for Rocky. So he knocks him down in the first round, and then Creed gets humiliated, and he takes Rocky more serious for the rest of the fight. And then Duke is telling Creed, like, "Look, let's just finish this bump. Let's go home, okay?" And then the fight keeps getting more and more intense, and throughout the course of the fight, Apollo sustains broken ribs due to Rocky's vicious body shots, and then Rocky suffers a broken nose and military trauma around his eye. I mean, Rocky was looking fucked up in this fight, and they said that Apollo Creed was coughing up blood and whatsoever. And then on to the 15th round, Duke wants to stop the fight, and then Apollo goes, "You ain't stopping this fight. You ain't stopping this fight." And then of course there's a line where Rocky cannot see out of his eye. He goes, "Cut me, Mick, cut me." And then he cuts him, and then he cuts him, and then he goes, "If you stop this fight, I'll kill you." And then you see 15th round, what happens? Rocky's officially gone. I mean, so far he's almost there for going the distance like he wanted. And then they say Apollo basically been dominating the fight most of the time because he's more technically skilled. Oh, and by the way, here's another thing about the Rocky fights. The one thing that always annoyed me with Rocky, and I'm pretty sure all y'all always noticed this too. If he was a real boxer, he wouldn't last very long in the ring. Why do I say that? Because the motherfucker never blocks.
Yeah.
He never blocks a punch. He just takes it. And then we'll later learn later in the series, you're kind of like, well, fuck, I understand why he got brain damage then. But which is why
especially having 64 fights before it.
Right. And then and also which is why I'm gonna just go ahead and say it now. Rocky 3 with Carmelina is the second fight is my favorite Rocky fight, because that's the first and only fight where Rocky's actually fighting smart, you know. But we'll get to that when we get to it. But so we get to the 15th round, and as the 15th round progresses, Creed, is clearly superior. Superior is countered by, he's more skilled, but Rocky he just absorbs punishment. And then if I'm Apollo, even Apollo is there's a point where he knocks Rocky down. Even Mickey's telling him, down, just stay down, kid. But then Rocky gets right back up. And even Apollo looks at Rocky like, are you kidding me? Like this motherfucker just won't stay down. And Rocky just refuses to get knocked out. And then Rocky has Apollo on the ropes. Like, he has him on the ropes, and then Rocky just keeps hitting him and hitting him and hitting him. And then you're like, come on, just one more, just one good punch. Come on, Rocky. But then right when Rocky was in the middle of it, the final bell rings. And I'm like, fuck, just give Rocky like one more minute. Yeah, Apollo. And but Rocky went the distance. Of course, Apollo was the more superior fighter. He won the fight. Oh, and also when the fight was decided, they hugged each other, and then you hear Apollo go, "There ain't gonna be no rematch. There ain't gonna be no rematch." And you hear Rocky goes, "I don't want one." And and then everybody's getting in. Everybody, is basically bombarding the ring. And then Paulie's trying to get in. He's trying to get in the ring, and then he's like, "Rocco, hey, you're ripping off the jacket. That's my friend." And Rocky, classic, ending where he's screaming, "Adrian, Adrian!" And you see Adrian going, "Rocky!" and running towards Rocky. And the reporter's trying to talk to Rocky. He was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. There ain't gonna be no rematch, Adrian." And again, I laugh when he sees Adrian. The first thing he says, "Hey, what happened to your hat?" And then they both say, "I love you." And Apollo Creed is still the world champion, but wasn't about that. Rocky accomplished what he wanted to accomplish. They hug. And then the cameras freeze on Rocky's face, and that's the ending. So Earl, your thoughts on the training montages? Rocky wanting to go the distance, not giving a damn if he wins the belt or not, and the actual fight.
Yeah. All right. There's a lot to get into with that. I just start with the training and stuff. It is the most iconic, with him running up the stairs and putting his hands up and all that the whole Philly thing. That's like probably one of the things that Philly talks about when tourists and stuff. Yes, Rocky was here. You can go up there and you can do the same thing Rocky did. And yeah, I mean, it's fucking iconic and stuff. The training montage, the music, it's iconic. I think, you were telling me, the only one it wasn't in was the fourth, correct?
What's that?
For the training for the song during the training and stuff. That was the only one that 4 was the only one that there was no music, correct?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that was I'm gonna say I actually like that, in terms of the song, better, but this is it's a way more iconic than Hearts on Fire. But this is an absolute classic training montage. I really love the training montages. I actually go watch them and stuff before I go to the gym and stuff. It pumps me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. and like him being scared and nervous and all that shit was pretty funny. Not funny, it was pretty cool.
Funny.
Wrong word. It was pretty cool to see. Like, oh wow, like he can't sleep because of that shit. It's pretty crazy. And like the preparedness, and, yeah, obviously, and then him not taking him serious and dressing him as like George Washington and stuff was pretty cool. But what I was thinking though, like yeah, it's 210 pounds. I mean, no fucking way either of these guys are 210 pounds. 210 pounds, my ass. Fuck. These guys are like 170 best, but that's not the point. The point is they're going into fight and stuff, and
Yeah.
the fight I really liked. It was second fight was better, like in terms of because they didn't really do that much, like in terms of the fight and stuff. I think probably the sixth one and the fifth movies were like in terms of fights weren't very good, but like this was like third. This was like middle of the pack in terms of like the fight. You know what I'm talking about?
I actually liked the sixth fight. I mean I liked the street fight, but
no.
I thought the street. Oh, once we get to Rocky 5, I'll explain.
Well, we'll talk about that. But in terms of this, I think this was like in the middle of the pack in terms of fights.
I could say that.
Yeah. But yeah, this was really good because like you were talking about, he got rocked at the beginning and they took him seriously and tried to knock him out, but he never went down. He could, and it was like set up that he was about to knock him out, but time ran out and the fight was over. And he went the distance, and Adrian, and no rematch, all that stuff combined and stuff into one was pretty fucking great.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And so for my closing thoughts for Rocky, it is an all-time classic film. I mean, the movie won Best Picture for the Oscars. Talia Shire was nominated for Best Supporting Actress. It's an all-time great film. I mean, there's nothing negative I could say about this film. It's the ultimate underdog story, and Sylvester Stallone, fantastic as Rocky Balboa, came off as likable. He was well, you know what? I'm gonna define this better. See, the Rocky Balboa's arc is pretty much the definition of an underdog. The entire first half of the film shows Rocky being a loser. He gets dumped on nonstop until he gets the offer to fight the heavyweight championship. Then he still has to overcome obstacles just to prepare for the fight. Once in the ring, he gets the shit kicked out of him with only the goal of lasting 15 rounds. You see, he doesn't even show any true fighting spirit until he pounds. Because did you notice that he really didn't start really getting truly motivated until he started punching that meat. That was a turning point of the movie. And I also kind of like the love story aspect of Adrian and Rocky. I thought that was a very important part of the movie. Because if you really think about it, I mean, Rocky is not really a sports movie. If you really truly think about it, it's mainly a love story. If you really truly think about it,
I can see that.
Yeah, if you really truly think about it, it is. Sylvester Stallone, fantastic. Talia Shire, fantastic as Adrian. Burt Young, great as Paulie. Burgess Meredith as Mickey. I could say it was basically the most entertaining part of the movie. Carl Weathers for what he had to do. I thought he was fine. He didn't really have much. he was better in Rocky too, because it seemed like he had
Oh yeah,
more.
definitely.
He had more of a purpose in Rocky
Yeah.
too.
He didn't really get that much time, to be honest.
He didn't get much time either in this movie, but Rocky too. Yeah, he definitely had more time, and he
Yeah.
definitely shined in Rocky too.
And
Um,
Rocky 3, yeah.
oh, especially Rocky 3. That
Yeah.
Rocky 3 is my favorite Apollo movie, basically.
Yeah.
Thought the fight was great. Had a great ending, and so yeah. So in terms, I'll have to give this movie. I will give it one. I don't give tens to movies often. Not every movie is perfect, but this is pretty high. I'll give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. The score by Bill Conti, Gonna Fly Now, classic, and just an all-time great film. And if you haven't watched Rocky yet, what the fuck are you waiting for? It's one of the most inspirational movies of all time. So, and thank God for Arnold Schwarzenegger for being a stubborn ass and saying no, put me in this movie or else I'm not selling it to you. And they sold it to him, and then he became a huge star after that. So yeah, 9.5 out of 10. Arlo, your closing thoughts?
This is gonna be like really hard to like rate all these because I love all these movies. Besides fifth.
5, even 5?
Yeah. No, besides the fifth
Okay.
and sixth. I don't really love it. It's a really good movie, but I don't love it like the first four. But I don't know what to give it though. Like it's an amazing movie along with other four. I mean, I know my favorite is, but all these are great movies. Fuck that. 10 out of 10 stars. I loved it.
And I don't blame you. I really don't blame you at all. So there's your Rocky review. Next week we will be reviewing Rocky 2, which was actually written and directed by Sylvester Stallone. And this is where the Underdog story continues. So definitely looking forward to reviewing that. And then of course we'll review Rocky 3, which is my personal favorite, 4, 5, and 6. And then we'll rank all Rocky films, which that's gonna be fucking hard to do.
That's gonna be difficult. No, I already got it. Never mind. I already got it. What?
Okay.
We're gonna review Apollo 2 or Creed. I'm sorry.
Creed.
Yeah, we're gonna do that too.
Well, yeah, but that's not. But as its own.
That's not technically in the series, but it still has Rocky Balboa in that.
Rocky Balboa was featured in the movie.
Rocky Balboa and like the whole. It's not gonna be about him, obviously, but it's gonna be about his Apollo Creed's son. So it's still in the same universe.
Still the same, but yeah, but like I said, I was telling all of this. Something about Creed is. I mean, it looks good, but I'm kind of like
I mean, yeah, I can see that, but
are they trying to recreate Rocky 5 with this shit? But
no, but the thing, it's good. No, it reminds me of Rocky 1 more than anything.
Rocky 1?
No, because it's gonna be the same exact story, basically.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, Rocky trying to help an up and coming boxer. I mean, that sounds like Rocky 5 to me.
No, that's not an up and coming boxer. It's somebody that he knows and cares about already, and is gonna help to make him better. Sounds familiar. He's gonna have Apollo's son's gonna have a love interest. Sounds familiar. And yeah, they gave away way too much of that in the trailers and stuff. I hate when movies do that.
So basically, all we're saying is Creed is basically somewhat of a remake of Rocky.
I wouldn't say remake, but it's basically what it is. I mean,
Creed.
What I know so far though is it's not going to be exactly the same because I don't think he's going to be poor in it, but it's going to be like for his like dad's legacy and stuff. but there's gonna be like a love angle in there. There's gonna be Rocky helping him in there. It's gonna be there's gonna be more different dynamics because
I'm seeing that Rocky's gonna have a heart attack in the movie. I'm like, fuck.
yeah, I know exactly. That's the bad part about this. I don't think he's gonna die, but I think he's gonna be like sick. I hate that they give everything away in, like trailers nowadays. Like you watch both those trailers, I know exactly what the story is. Like he's gonna come up, he's gonna be like with his parents or something. He's gonna be trying to fight, and it's not gonna be working for him. He's gonna talk to his mom. His mom doesn't want him to do it. Rocky's gonna help him. You're gonna get the girl. He's gonna like. I'm like, I love it exactly, but I already know exactly what's gonna happen.
You watched the movie in 2 minutes.
Exactly, like, I really hate that they do that.
I hate movie trailers today too. I really do.
They give everything away in it.
They give too much away.
Yeah, just make it like a 1 minute trailer. Just have him like zoomed in on him, like his face, and zoom out of him, just like with boxing gloves on, and Creed at the end, and that's it. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, that's all you have to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, fuck movie trailers today, but yeah. So yeah, so we'll definitely we'll talk about Creed and
yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this Rocky review. We will see you guys next week for Rocky 2. And thank you guys for watching. And we are out. And ladies and guys, if you're gonna fuck somebody's sister, yell it, announce it to the whole neighborhood like good old Rocky Balboa did. So yeah. So good night, everybody. Have a good weekend. Oh, shout outs, gotta do shout outs. I mean, of course. Shout out to MG, Adam, Nick, Justin, Mark. Last week's commentary was on Mark's channel and fucking on its way becoming our most viewed commentary. So thank you.
Shout out to Mark's channel for having a lot of views.
I guess so. But hey, fucking, we're all in this together. We're all in this together. So,
it got like most of like the views, but the live chat wasn't working. So yeah,
hey, we're all right.
It wasn't one of our better reviews because of that, but yeah.
Yeah, but man, we're all in this together. Whether it's my channel or Adam's channel or Mark's channel, it's still our show. So okay, so
it's still the guys.
Exactly. Yeah, I just said that. Yes.
Still the boys.
So yeah, so shout out to.
We're still out here. We're still fucking your bitches in the ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, with no condom. So yeah, so shout out to all those guys, and of course, shout out to Bruce Blitz, blitzsportsnetwork.com. Subscribe to that shit. You guys will not regret it. Yeah. So support the Blitz team. We appreciate it. And happy birthday to Karen. I know it's Karen's birthday. Happy birthday to her. And yeah. Everybody, have a good weekend. We are out. Peace.